Boss week is going on right now in Borderlands 3, so main bosses have a higher chance to drop one specific item, and they actually made some new loot available that we could not find before. 2 new weapons were added, but there's something interesting going on, because one of those new weapons was actually nerfed real bad before it even came out. So I want to take a look at that and also go over the bosses that are worth farming during this week. So let's get into it. Would be awesome if you could leave a like on the video, as it really helps the channel out. And let's go. Let's start with that brand new legendary gun, the Creeping Death ++, a TD or shotgun with 1119 corrosive damage, so more damage against enemies with armor, the yellow health bar like robots on Promethea, or vehicles that drive by too. So you see that it does some okay hits on BL3, but the idea is that you shoot on the ground and then throw your gun after a reload, and then all those bullets or blobs on the ground will follow the gun that you threw and explode on impact. It's a pretty cool and unique way to use a weapon, and pretty effective if you are able to hit your gun on a reload. Although you can of course also use the gun in a standard way and just let the bullets instantly hit the enemy for more guaranteed hits. So yes, it's a fun weapon, mostly great against armored bots, but regular enemies don't really go down that fast with this gun. The thing is though that this is the damage before the nerf. All the footage you saw here was from me using this gun offline without the hotfix applied. Because when the hotfix is applied, then you actually have this weapon with a 70% damage decrease. It goes from 1119 damage to 320 in the case of the item that I have. It can of course differ a little bit, but the decrease should be around the 70% in damage. So now this shotgun that was fun to use and pretty good against armored enemies has a really hard time against the same enemies, and is just useless against any other enemy that does not have a yellow health bar. At least on BL3 that I'm showcasing right here, but I would imagine that it's kind of the same on any other Maya modes, and even in the true Vault Hunter mode or without a Maya mode active. And the extra interesting part is that Gearbox even noted in their recent hotfix patch notes that the E-Tech, so Iridium Tech TD or shotguns, got a damage increase of 50%. So that should impact this weapon as well. And we of course already talked about the fact that these damage increases and nerfs were kind of different than they communicated, but in this instance it's actually extra weird, especially since this weapon was just added to the loot pool of the boss week. You could not get it before, at least nobody found it as far as I know. So right now, at the time of this recording, until October 8th, you have a chance to get this gun from Aurelia, who you can fight in the Black Barrel Cellars region on Eden 6. Just follow the path you followed during the main quest, and then you will reach her location. You have to, by the way, play the game online, so have the hotfix applied to have the boss week active, so then she can actually drop this weapon. So after you killed her and did not get the gun, then you can of course go to the main menu and then hit continue again to try it again. We had to fight her multiple times before she dropped the gun, while we did get some other nice legendary guns on BL3. Multiple people though, including YouTuber Killer6, are saying that it looks like the Maya mode does not impact the specific loot that you can get from the different bosses. So if you have trouble with the boss, then you can put it on a lower Maya mode for an easier kill, while you still have the same chance to get that specific item. If you, like me, don't really have an issue with most bosses on BL3, then I would still suggest that you just put it on that mode, because then you can also get a ton of other drops from the bosses while searching for the specific loot. But yeah, interesting theory, still wanted to throw that out there so you can try it out if you're having issues farming one boss. I would say if you really want that new legendary Creeping Death gun, then go ahead and farm Aurelia, otherwise you should not really bother. You can use this gun of course while playing offline without the hotfix and have some nice damage, but if you only play online, then it's really not worth it in my opinion. We don't really know where the weapon will appear after this boss week though, if it will be a world drop or something else, so if you are a collector, then it could be a nice way to get it before it might be harder to obtain. Hopefully Gearbox will take a look at the weapon again, because it was really good when they first added it to the game, but then they felt the need to nerf the damage with a hotfix. It's really a shame. I want to touch on the other new gun that is part of this boss week in a second, but first let's take a look at weapons that are actually worth farming during this week. The true standout is without a doubt the Brainstormer shotgun that you get from Killavolt, the boss from the Kill Killavolt mission in Electra City on Promethea. You can find it over here on the map. And this week he has an increased chance to drop this super powerful shock shotgun that creates lightning between the enemies if they are standing close to each other. So it's really amazing against the Molly 1 soldiers, for example, that all have shields. You break them all even when you just focus on one target, and even when the shield is down you can still do some great damage. Really one of the best shotguns in the game in my opinion, so I would say farm Killavolt for this one. It only took me one try to get it, but it can of course be more for you. There is this other shotgun that can be pretty nice, the Kill the Wisp, that shoots these balls that will deal damage to surrounding enemies, so quite some range for a shotgun. You get it from the Rampager boss in the first vault. The Gatling gun was recently buffed with a hotfix, now obtainable if you kill the first main boss Mouthpiece in the Ascension Bluff region. I'm still not a huge fan of this gun on Mayhem 3 even after the buff, but it can be good if you're just playing on a regular mode or the true Vault Hunter mode. The fire rate is increased the longer you hold the trigger, plus with the crits from the Jacobs guns, the bullets will of course fly around to other enemies. So again, farm Mouthpiece if you want this one. It's actually the first time that he is now dropping another legendary apart from the Mindkiller shotgun. But no, overall this week it's the best time to farm for legendary class mods. I actually got quite a lot of them from the other bosses too, but there are two bosses actually that have an increased chance to drop these items. You can kill the Agonizer as I showed in my previous video in the Guts of the Carnivora region on Pandora, but I would totally suggest that you try out Katagawa Jr. in the Atlas HQ region on Promethea as well. You can reach this guy after going up with the elevator near the end of the region. I think that this is the best farm for sure. Also for other legendaries, because you can really nuke this guy extremely fast, especially if you have a Siren in your group who can just hold him in one place. The Brainstormer is crazy here too for when he multiplies, but overall use a shock weapon for his shield and then switch to an incendiary weapon for his regular health bar. And then you can kill him extremely fast and have it rain legendary class mods. Now we actually got quite a few per run. So yes, totally go and farm this guy before October 8th if you want to get some class mods. So yes, it's all about the legendary drops during this boss week. But there's actually one boss that has a higher chance of dropping a blue item instead. And that's the boss that has likely been farmed the most, Graveward, who this week has a higher chance of dropping the earworm assault rifle. Is this intentional? I would not be surprised if it was, but it's still a funny blue weapon nevertheless. So when you pick it up, it will play some music, just like that Doom-inspired shotgun. Only it doesn't stop there. If you then shoot it, you have the guitar and the drum continue. It's pretty awesome. Let's have a listen, thanks to the footage from Scooty Malone. So yes, a fun gun to get for sure. I did not have any luck myself when farming Graveward for some time during this boss week, but he should drop it at one point. So again, thanks to Scooty Malone for letting me use his footage. I left a link to the video that he published in the video description. Subscribe for everything Borderlands free if you haven't already. I will keep you up to date on all the updates and DLC and have a ton of guides and tips and tricks coming your way as well. Like the video to support the channel and check out my previous video on some amazing best weapons that you totally want to get. You can watch it by clicking on the screen, or I will link to it at the end of our golden chest opening that we always like to do here at the end of a Borderlands 3 video. Dennis, I finally got the Butcher again, but this time with shock damage. It's the insane fire rate. Shotgun.
Let me clean that up for you. Let me clean that up.
With your Elon Musk legendary. Let's see if we get a legendary out of a golden chest this time. Oh, I already see it. Nice. A relic. The white elephant. Melee has Melee attacks have a 30% chance to attach a sticky bomb. Okay, I think we already saw this one before. It's not that interesting.
Yeah, I think we did too.
I will just leave it there. I'm at this point, like, I have 0 space in my bank and my inventory, so every artifact or item that I don't need, I will just leave it there. You will also see my lost and found machine over here with a ton of legendaries that I will likely never be picking up. But that's how it is. Hopefully they increase the bank space at one point with an update or something. But yeah, when that happens, we will let you know here on the channel. So totally subscribe for everything Borderlands 3 if you haven't already. Like the video to support the channel and check out the previous Borderlands video. You can watch it by clicking on the screen. For now, we will speak to you next time and goodbye.